Okay, so today I've decided to start off with this pattern because it's kind of closest to what I'm looking for, primarily this one right here. So I really, when it comes to patterns like this, decide how close to the original source I want to go, because you can see it's a little bit different. So for this particular one, kind of what I'm thinking is I might change the sleeve so it doesn't have like this ruffle here. I'm not going to do the little latticey here. I'm just going to have the buttons going down the side, but I do want this part of the collar here, and then the apron, and then kind of the skirt here. So for the kind of bodice area and the skirt, I'm going to be using this fabric, which I pre-washed. I always find it a good idea to pre-wash your fabric. It looks more worn and kind of, if you do use it more and then you wash it, it won't shrink because you've already shrunk the fabric, and it just gives it a more worn in look to it. If you really want to distress it, you can do that beforehand too. Wash it a bunch, leave it in the sun, take some sandpaper to it. But for this particular one, she's not really that ratty, so I'm just going to go with the pre-washed fabric. I will iron this probably before I start sewing on it, just so I have a nice clean surface to it. And then for the shirt and the collar, I'm going to keep it white like you see here. So all the areas that are white here, I will be using this white fabric. I also need to make a little headpiece for her too. I've got to figure that out. And I will use this fabric as well. And then for the skirt, I'm just using this gray fabric. So anything else I need is just like I have the two colored threads and then some buttons, and then the zipper in the back. You know, if you want to go completely historical, you can change a pattern, but you know, for my purposes, it's just an easy costume, so I'm going to go with the easy in and out zipper there. All right, so after that, we are going to cut out the pattern. You decide what pattern size you are by looking at the measurements here and then going with that size. You've got to be careful if you've never done this before. Sewing pattern sizes and the size that you buy in the store is a different size. So I normally wear maybe about a 10, but in sewing sizes I'm about a 16. So, you know, it is different. And then you pick out the pieces there and how much yardage. I've already done that, of how much you need for each of them, and that's these pieces right here. So what I'm going to do now is find the pieces that I need and cut the pattern pieces out. Okay, so I cut out the pieces for the apron, and I kind of noticed that in the pattern, the apron kind of goes all the way around, and the kind that I want just sort of goes in the front. So I didn't cut the back pieces, or I'm not going to cut the back pieces of the apron, just sort of the front and then the waistband areas. So yeah, this is what it looks like before I cut it out. Okay, so here is the sleeve piece and the neck collar. As you can see, the neck one is cut on the fold and 2 sleeves. Okay, so we have the skirt piece, which I've cut 3 times on the fold, and then the bodice pieces right there, and then the interfacing pieces in the kind of tan taupey fabric. Alright, just a little update on the bodice. We've got kind of the front bodice worked on here with the sides. We're going to be adding the sleeves. No zipper yet in the back, just the beginning stages. Okay, now we have some sleeves attached. Alright, the skirt is on the bodice now. All right, just added the apron. Okay, so now we have the buttons and this little detachable shawl. I have to decide if I really want to use it or not. It kind of just goes in and out depending on, you know, what look you want with it. Okay, so this is the end result of my witch-inspired costume. The event I went to was not super costumey, just more themed, so I decided to go a little bit more casual with this and do a shorter sleeve, and like then forgo the scarf and the headpiece, and then I didn't do the blood on the head, just because I was wanting to keep it a little bit more casual. But I do love the way that it turned out, and it was super comfortable. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I have some more fun costume stuff to share with you guys soon. See you later. Bye.